My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 6, 2026. It is 3:03 a.m. So I should not be recording anything because I already did some recording late yesterday afternoon. So I've edited one of the two videos that I did late afternoon, and I have one more. So while I went to my other computer for the video to render, and I decided to hop on X on my other computer, and I was seeing stuff that I was not seeing in this computer that I'm recording in. So I liked them on my other computer so they could appear on my like folder. So I'm gonna go over them right now because there's a lot going on. Okay, so there they are here. I'll put them on a list later. So there's this here. Holy shit. The OJ posted the missing Epstein files containing the sexual assault allegation from one of the victims, who was a teen at the time. The allegations were against both Trump and Epstein. Alright, so let's see here. I will try my best not to go to the comments. Oh my god, it's a lot. The US is not gonna let this go. This guy started a war, okay? Thinking that to distract Americans from the issue, the Epstein issue. Those type of distraction tend to work in the UK because the UK have been at it for a very long time. I don't know. I did a video when I started looking into Harry and Meghan, why the media was talking negative about Meghan. One of the videos that I did at the beginning of my me looking and talking about Harry and Meghan was that distraction, putting images on the tabloid to, it's like they don't, the UK I'm talking about, they don't usually come right in front of you to tell you exactly what they're thinking or what they want from you, or just to be honest right in front of you. They don't do it like that. Instead, they tend to what would be the term, manipulate or incite things, pretend it's not them but they still doing it, to do the psychology in you, to make you believe that you come to the conclusion of whatever the thing might be on your own without them telling you this is what they want. Does that make sense? Because this is what I gather from looking into them. This is why I usually say the UK is very masterful at psychology. So they tend to do these type of things to make you come to the conclusion while they manipulate, playing with your mind.
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
So the US is not used to that. The US, we better stop it really quick, because like I usually say, it usually takes 10 years to destroy a generation. So I'm glad the people are still focusing, pretty much multitasking, okay? We're focusing on the war, we're focusing on the Epstein, which we do not want to let go because of those kids who've been manipulated, abused, and all of that. And so many other things that's going on. ICE going to neighborhood. So many other things that's going on. We are multitaskers. We could learn from Harry and Meghan. Meghan in particular, been doing a lot of things, multitasking. This is why I keep on saying we could see the parallel. What's the situation of Harry and Meghan with what's going on in real life that's affecting us personally. Okay, so the US is not gonna let the Epstein go. So the UK sent its people in the US to train those MAGAs how to manipulate the population. But the population is not going with it, or not taking it. And this guy rather start a war, okay, disturbing another country, so we don't see some of the things that he was doing while he was having fun. Okay, his fun was torturing young people. He enjoyed those times. He had enjoyed them. So it's time now, our time for him to reckon with his stupidity. He would rather start a war. So many other kids have died in Iran. For what? Okay? Okay. I went on. Sometimes when I come with this epiphany, I tend to go on. I start my venting. Alright, so let's listen to this.
It is still unfolding. The Trump Justice Department has just uploaded new FBI documents missing from the initial releases of the Epstein files. Right now, MS Now is pouring through these new files. We are taking our time to make sure we get it right, and we want to be careful on what we report on air. Here is what we can tell you right now. 3 of these documents are FBI 302 memos, notes that FBI agents used to summarize witness interviews. These notes contain unsubstantiated sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump. Specifically, they detail an unsubstantiated account of a woman who accused Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of sexually assaulting her decades earlier when she was just a teenager. One of the new documents reads in part, quote, "Redacted was asked whether she felt comfortable detailing her contacts with Trump. Redacted again asked what the point would be of providing the information at this point in her life when there was a strong possibility nothing could be done about it. There are many redactions on these forms. Trump has long denied any wrongdoing connected to Jeffrey Epstein."
All right, let's see. I was reading this. I did say I'm not going to go in the comments, but sometimes when my eyes, wander to them, they look interesting. Okay, Trump is completely F. More evidence will drop. He must be impeached, removed, and charged with whatever is revealed. You got to think that out of 1 million mentions, there's probably more than 1,000 really damaging entries. It's probably why he's bombing Iran right now. It's freaking ridiculous. Okay, so let's go to the next one. There's another one. They retweeted it again. I'm not gonna play it. Same video but different caption here. Breaking newly released documents show that Trump was accused of raping an underage woman with Jeffrey Epstein. The noose just keeps getting tighter. I mean, like I said, when you deal with children in the US, they're not gonna let this go. Okay? They're not gonna let this go. So let's leave that alone. This is another tweet here. George Galloway, Israel is being smashed, and you don't know it for 2 reasons. 1, anyone posting videos of damage in Tel Aviv is immediately sentenced to 5 years prison. What? 2, international media have accepted Israel's censorship and not showing the damage. What the hell? But they're pretty much showing themselves. It's just a matter of time, because now I think what I think is happening with these other countries, they're just afraid of the United States. But technically, I think Iran is playing the United States very well. It's damaging a lot of our our weapons. So eventually they will get to them. It's a matter of time. Alright, so I read this, so let's listen to that.
Taking a bloody good hiding. But you don't know it. You don't know it for 2 reasons. First of all, anybody releasing a picture or video of the damage in Tel Aviv is immediately sentenced to 5 years in prison. And secondly, because the mass media, CNN, BBC, Sky News, have accepted Israeli censorship and are therefore not broadcasting the footage that they have taken over a Tel Aviv that now looks like Gaza. How do I know that? Because I've got friends in Tel Aviv. Shinkin Street,
Wow.
Tel Aviv. Near Dizengoff Square, Tel Aviv.
Wow.
And they've been walking around, and it's they who tell me from their own mouth that Tel Aviv now looks like Gaza. How
Good.
could it not? Because the air defenses over Tel Aviv are no longer operational. The Iranians are hitting at will with the most powerful ballistic missiles. 50 ballistic missiles hit Tel Aviv last evening alone. They're also lying to you about the number of American casualties. How can all these CIA bases, all these American...
Okay, some of those videos, people who's on the board, civilians, recording it, and then when they put it on social media, let's say on Twitter or something, and people ask Grok is the AI version to verify if things are true or not, and Grok will say, no, they're not true. Okay? But, you know, I try to go along, you make your own judgment, because I'm not there to confirm or deny any of them. You make your own judgment. I truly believe some of them are true. Okay, so let's continue.
Embassies, all these foreign bases of the United States, how can they all have been hit and destroyed with only 4 dead Americans? I'm going to take a flyer, and it's this.
Wow.
There are approaching 1,000 dead Americans, and they can't be hidden forever.
If you guys have been following my channel, none of this should be a surprise for you. Many of you, well, I sort of stopped hearing or reading some of my comments about this, but when I used to, I'll say from when I start till now, let's say 2022, 23, when things were happening in the Middle East and things like that, I'm talking about a little bit of politics. Don't go too deep into it. Usually I give my opinion. Many of the squad will say, I'm not about this, I'm here for Harry and Meghan. And I'm like, my God, don't you see what's going on? They are parallel. I could still do both of them, but they are parallel. If our prayers were not out there for them, Harry and Meghan, just look what happened last week. Nothing bad happened, but how close? They are parallel. Okay? We still need to continue with our prayers for them, because there's so much I could say, but I do not want to say them. But all of my old videos, when before Israel started attacking Palestine, I mean, they've been at it, but to start the war itself at our time in 23, 24, I saw when it started. They started instigating, pushing those young people out of the square, wherever, you know, those kids used to congregate. They meet up on their phone to hang out and things like that. they will go and push them, similar to what ICE is doing right now in the US. I saw the parallel. And then when they realized that the Palestinians were not, fighting back, then they start going at their stores, smashing their storefront, go in their little restaurant, mess up their things. There was no pushback. And then they went to the next. They wanted to instigate and do all the stuff. And then they manufactured that party, okay, that they claimed that there was that bomb that dropped. When they realized all the other things that they were doing were not really creating the outcry. When you look at in the US, African Americans were not going out to protest, to do their thing, so Trump will start his martial law. Okay, the parallel I'm showing you. Because I saw what was happening in Middle East. When they realized these things were not all the things that they did to provoke, to poke the Palestinian, they were not taking the bait. Then they manufactured that thing, the party, the bomb, the hostage, and all of that. And then the hostage thing never ending. Or this group, they're gonna release this and that. I'm not saying there was no hostage, but it's them who manufacture it. It's them who all of us, okay? Me, you, and the people within their own groups, they are pawn. They don't care. There's no feeling. Whoever's moving the board pieces, the pawns and things like that, they don't care about the feeling of these individuals. They'll destroy their own. They play their own people as well. They manufacture the hostage, and then they, every now and then, they're releasing this group, they're releasing this, they're releasing that. It's a never ending. And then when that can never work anymore, and they start the next step. It's ridiculous. The killing of journalists and all of that, it was almost every week. Eventually, it's like, the way that I see it, as they're getting close to them. Okay? Pretty much, these are the key players. Okay? There's Bojo, there's Trump, there's, these people here behind them. This look like Biden on the side. They all part of it. There's a video I did for my members, what I thought about Biden, why he stepped out. Okay, I'll leave it as that. Oh my God, what else is going on here? Okay, so let's listen to this. This was not on my list.
Reports coming out of Germany that the hospitals is now closed. The labor and delivery is closed because they are receiving bodies.
Wow.
As of late last night, Germany hospital, they closed the labor and delivery ward.
My God.
They wouldn't do this for 6 victims. They wouldn't even do that for 100. These are the people on the ground over there, okay?
My God.
This is the hospital. They have military contracts along with Italy, okay? So please, just direct over there. I'm not here for views. I'm not here for likes. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. Take this information just in case there's someone, family member that they're trying to contact. Just pass that information along. I'm here to help. Or at least try to help, okay? Bye.
Wow. Yeah, the news is not going to tell you the truth. They will not tell you the truth. Oh my God, my God, my God. This freaking MAGAs. The freaking 2024 election was so freaking clear. So clear. So clear. Those people, I don't even know who they are. The kids in Iran, the military people, dead body. I don't even know them. I'm already feeling for their families. This freaking shit was so freaking clear. The election. They'd rather put this freaking idiot back in power. Knowing you may not know everything about him, but at least his first presidency told you enough to not put him back in power. You know what I think as well? All these people in the US, those politicians, including, what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, now she's talking sense, Now she's talking sense. All of these people, they need to be punished to show a freaking example out of them, because they took the position of their elected position for granted. They abused their position. They need to be punished. Unbelievable. Oh my God, so many families gonna be let me listen to, you know what, let me see if there's anybody. Oh my God, so much is going on. Okay, let's go back. Many of these things are not on my list. Okay, man, that, you know what I'm thinking, that handshake that that Middle Eastern guy did, what's his name, I have a screenshot of him shaking hand with Putin. I think Trump was president at that time. I will never, the moment that I saw the video of it, I was like, yeah, they have a plan for the US. Okay, I saw this. Let me add it to it. German journalists explained Israel rules did not allow her to film or report Iranian missile impact on military and strategic location. She was only allowed to show impact on civilian areas. This gives the impression that Iran is only hitting civilians. Yeah, so they're clearing that. That's what they want to create a narrative, okay? Because this is war, and you're supposed to hit where military things are, but Israel is trying to create a narrative to get people's feeling. This is the thing here, to get people be upset. Oh, you hitting civilian, you doing this. But I'm glad they're clearing things up, those journalists. And this is why they were killing all the other journalists who were doing things, reporting on Palestine. Okay? They're telling one thing, and at the end of the day, look at the screen. They pretty much flatten Palestine.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm a correspondent for German TV ARD covering Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. And I want to talk a little bit about the challenges we're facing here as journalists at the moment. So, of course, there is a security concern, Iranian missile attacks. So whenever we go out and film, we think about where the closest shelter is. Then there are restrictions, military censorship. And according to these rules, we are only allowed to film and report if civilian targets were hit, residential buildings, for example. But if military or strategic targets were hit, we are not allowed to film and report unless we get the approval of the censor. The military censor says that's because that's sensitive information that Iran is not supposed to get. But the problem is that can create the impression that only civilian and no military targets are being aimed at and hit. And with regards to Gaza, the problem is that we've been barred by Israel from entering Gaza independently since October 7, 2023, when Hamas attacked Israel. We also can't enter from Egypt, and that's why we work with local Palestinian journalists on the ground who help us and risk their lives doing so.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about the challenges covering Iran, then follow my colleague Katharina Willinger.
Oh, they are risking it. These people, they care about money only. People's lives are nothing to them. Nothing. They actually eat them, so God help us. Oh, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Those freaking MAGAs. Those freaking MAGAs. They're going to get to them. All right? They're going to get to them. All right, so let's continue. This is another thing as well. New graphics file warning. The DOJ just quietly dropped new Epstein file as the media was reporting on Kristi firing. Buried within them are disturbing allegations involving Donald Trump and a child. Oh my God. Here is the FBI 302 interview file with never seen details. Sunshine is our only accountability. All this is going because this freaking guy behavior.
You, Donald Trump. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it so happens that on the day he fires Kristi Noem, the DOJ quietly releases the most damaging Epstein file yet.
Okay, for people who's outside the UK, this type of tactic have been played, you guys, over and over and over again. The real issue, When they want to release the real issue, they create a distraction. But this is what's good with Americans. They know the real issue. You could still do the distraction. Some of us will focus on it, but we will still remain focused on the real issue. That's the Epstein file. And the war as well. And the war as well. But definitely, America's done though. America's done. Because of MAGA's stupidity. And I hope people who, because there was just an election that just happened in, in Texas, regarding Crockett. I think it was a primary. Okay? Until many of these people feel the effect of their choices when they vote for somebody. Until they feel it. I don't know. Maybe, I guess sometime I have to be savage. At some point, it's for them to go. They vote for their own elimination. Because there's so many example after example after example after example over and over and over again. For them to vote for the right candidate, they refuse. Their skin color remain their objective, their priority when it comes to vote. So at this point, I guess, sorry to say, I do not want to go to that extreme, because if you're dragging everybody down along with you, at some point we have to cut you loose. You could eliminate yourself. Not in the sense of whatever, whichever you want to take it, because I don't know. Look what's happening right now in the Middle East. Innocent people, innocent soldiers, young people, they're coming back to the US in a box. So what can be worse than that? This is the choices that freaking MAGAs have made. And then they did so many things to get into power. Burn those ballot boxes, interfere in the election. You thought when they get that freaking position, they will do something good with it, but instead they're burning it down to the ground. So at this point, we have to cut you loose. We do not want to go down with you anymore. But the only thing I will say what came clear, I'm gonna start this video again. I'm in my moment right now. The only thing I could say what came clear with the 2024 election in the US is that the numbers, it tells the world, okay, the groups that are trying to do good, that's African Americans, okay, the media in the US smear African Americans' name globally in a negative way. They smear our name. But now people are seeing, including with the numbers of the 2024 election, we were still trying to remain in the right side of history. Okay? So that's that's the only thing that's somewhat good out of the 2024 election. But those freaking MAGAs, they're hitting their head over and over again, expecting a different result. But at this point, we have to cut them loose. We have to cut them loose. It's, where they want segregation. Yes, let it be. Because these people, they do not know it's like there's something in their brain that's missing. Reality is not there. Reality is not there. You do not have to be a freaking rocket scientist. But the basic common sense, they do not possess that. Even if they're going through that pain. I'll be really embarrassed for them, because I'm seeing some TikTok videos. I'm not on TikTok, by the way. People who are sharing those videos on platform that I'm in. They're crying, oh, I was 3 times MAGAs, voted for Trump 3 times, and then now you're coming crying. What's the thing? 3 strike, you out? That's it. This is it. You're out. Oh my God. Let's start this all over again. Oops.
You, Donald Trump. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, But it so happens that on the day he fires Kristi Noem, the DOJ quietly releases the most damaging Epstein file yet. The official 302 form. That is the interview they had with the accuser, who said that Donald Trump abused her when she was between the ages of 13 and 15. Tonight, for the first time, we have the document where she first revealed the accusation to the FBI. And I'll tell you what, it's graphic and it's disgusting, but it's even more because she provides information that, to me, makes these accusations real. First and foremost, she described business dealings that Donald Trump discussed along with Epstein, including using his casino to wash money. This sounds a lot like Donald Trump when you know him. She said that he seemed jealous of Jeffrey Epstein, and that stayed in her mind. If you're interested in seeing the 302 file, I did put it in our newsletter. So now you could go there, click it, and you could see the entire 302 form. It allows us to say things that don't get suppressed here with this algorithm. We've had 40,000 signups in about 19 days. So it's going awesome. If you'd like to join us, the link is in our bio.
I'm not gonna go see it because I want to protect my mental well-being. Is that the same thing I play already? The DOJ quietly released 3 FBI 302 interviews. I think that's the one I just played. Let me start it. If it's the same thing, I will not let it finish.
Let's get to some breaking news that is still unfolding. The Trump Justice Department has just uploaded new FBI documents missing from the initial releases of the Epstein files. Right now, MS Now is pouring through these new files. We are taking our time to make sure we get it right. And we want to be careful on what we report on air. Here is what we can tell you.
I think I shared that.
3 of these documents are FBI 302 memos, notes that FBI agents used to summarize witness interviews. These notes contain unsubstantiated sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump. Specifically, they detail an unsubstantiated account of a woman who accused Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of sexually assaulting her decades earlier when she was just a teenager. One of the new documents reads in part, quote, Redacted was asked whether she felt comfortable detailing her contacts with Trump. Redacted again asked what the point would be of providing information at this point in her life when there was a strong possibility nothing could be done about it. Let's get to some breaking.
It's playing over. Yeah, I think I did play it. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video because of my renting. I went through so much. Maybe let me finish with this. Okay. Breaking. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and Qatar are discussing withdrawing from contracts with the U.S. Financial Times. They want to cancel future investment commitment in the U.S. to alleviate some of the economic strain imposed upon them by the Iran war. He did all of this thinking being friend nicely. This guy only see money, but I don't know. He's so stupid anyway. Iran denied the attack on Turkey. Iran denied the attack on Saudi Arabia. UK confirmed that a Shahed-like drone, which target RAF, there's that abbreviation here, on 2 March was not launched from Iran. All right, let's listen to this. Yeah, I saw something where, what is it? Israel is doing things and then pointing fingers at Iran. Okay, so there's some music here. Let's see here. Global economic will bleed, and if so, then let's hope they stand by their words. Well, Iran has been masterful in its strategy. When this useless war is done, the US will have left the Middle East, and whatever is left of Israel will be on its knee. Thank you, Iran. Yeah. The thing that I saw that was happening, what is it? Okay. that I saw happening in Palestine. I felt like Iran was itching to do something, but they cannot get involved because they knew they would be next. Okay, war is ugly. Oh my God, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I hope it's not AI. Trump's gamble and Iran could backfire in America. Yeah, and also in Haiti as well. Okay, I should not say that. There's some stuff that I'm thinking.
Donald Trump's campaign against Iran is the biggest gamble of his presidency. Can he hold his party together? When he ran for president 10 years ago, Trump rejected American military adventurism.
If I become president, the era of nation building will be brought to a very swift and decisive end.
In 2024, he promised to be a peace president.
I'm not going to start a war, I'm going to stop wars.
By attacking Iran, he's made a mockery of that pledge.
This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. Lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or face certain death.
Trump has reneged on his promise for an unpopular war. Just 27% of Americans supported attacking Iran before the strikes began. That rose by just 5 points in the days after, far below the support for Afghanistan or Iraq when those wars began. The president himself is also unpopular. His personal ratings have plummeted, and former strengths of his, like the economy and immigration, have become weaknesses. Republicans are facing the prospect of a drubbing in the midterms, but criticism of Trump's war is muted, for now. Congressional Republicans have fallen in line. The isolationist wing of MAGA has grumbled but hasn't broken. Killing Khamenei and wiping out Iran's senior leadership are tangible wins that have bought Trump leeway with his base. Democrats have loudly challenged the war's legality, but they've been careful to condemn the Iranian regime too, wary of ending up on the wrong side if the campaign succeeds. None of this means the war has deep support though. American soldiers have already been killed. The price of oil has surged. If a wounded Iran chokes the Strait of Hormuz, energy markets could face their worst disruption since Russia invaded Ukraine. The administration vowed the war would be short and limited, but officials have offered overlapping and at times contradictory explanations of the war's aims. With no timetable, it risks turning into an open-ended campaign. Rising prices and a rising body count could cause Trump's coalition to quickly unravel. More than anything, Trump yearns to be a winner. If his supporters think his war is a bust, will he cut his losses or dig himself in deeper? The answer may depend less on what happens in Iran than on his tolerance for political risk.
Unbelievable. Senseless. Trump dragged us into Israel war on Iran. Now our allies are dumping us investment to save their own skin. Petrodollar, divorce and come. America first, more like America last. Yeah, America's done. There's something that I saw. There's a lot of things that I put on my for my members. After there were a couple of things I saw. That triangle with the eye, sometimes you see it in the dollar bill. Okay, it was upside down. It's done. It's done. The US is done. The US is done. Alright, and the thing is that, okay, so this is my last thought before I start my next video. Trump used what the collective America have done to build the US, from economy, the country, the military, all of that. What makes us become so powerful like this? What he's done, he went in and divided, and then thinking that using our history based on what made us so powerful, and he went in with his MAGA type of puny brain, thinking that it's so powerful, and then they F it up. Okay, like I usually say, you want everything, you're gonna end up with nothing. This is what's happening here. The greed is so vast, they're gonna end up with nothing. And it's gonna take a very long time for any countries to actually trust us, because this guy, the UK and the US, so for now let's focus on the US. They will be friends with you and then they will go and backstab you. Oh my God. Okay, so let me stop here. The next video, what's on my list? I'm here, so we're gonna start with that. Okay, the next video. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better